guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be playing solo chess, which is a feature on chess.com, and we are going to be trying for a perfect run in challenge mode. So solo chess can be accessed if you go to like the puzzle icon, the same way you get the puzzles, Puzzle Rush, etc. And if you just go to solo chess, you'll arrive here. And basically, the point of solo chess is that there are only white pieces on the board, and you have to capture all but one of your pieces with one basic restriction, which is that with each move, you have to capture another piece. So for instance, if we just look at this level 1 position here, you would have to play bishop takes f5 here. You wouldn't be able to go like bishop g8, bishop e6, and then capture the knight. Obviously, this position is relatively simple, but with more pieces, it gets more complex because you have to capture a piece with every move. Some other rules are you can't capture with a piece more than 2 times in that puzzle. So that kind of stops you from just using a queen to like run all the way around the board and capture everything. And if there's a king, that has to be the final piece. So those are all the rules for solo chess. So without further ado, we're just going to get started with challenge mode, which is basically just 3 puzzles per level. If you want, you can just choose a specific level to work on, like maybe level 8, which would look something like this. That's pretty difficult. There's also crazy mode, which is very crazy, as you can probably tell by the name. But in today's video, we're just going to be doing challenge mode. So this one's relatively simple. You can take with either knight, it works. And in here we have our king. The king has to be the last piece. We just take the bishop and move on. Take the pawn and move on. So that was relatively simple. But now as more pieces are showing up on the board, we want to kind of use this idea, which is locating the square that your final piece will end up on. So in this case, the final piece has to be the king. So which square will the king end up on? It definitely won't be like d4 or like c5, just because there's no pieces that it would capture there. So here, obviously, the king is going to end up capturing something on e6. So because we have that knowledge in mind, we're not going to play something like queen takes c8, because if we do that, then our king won't be able to capture something on e6. So instead, we play bishop takes queen and king takes bishop, and we have the next puzzle. So here we notice that the square that we're going to end up on is going to be c5, just because that's the only square our knight can attack. So we're just going to get rid of the queen and take with the knight. Same thing here. We know that we can use a piece to capture 2 times, just not more than 2 times. So we're just going to capture the bishop and then a pawn, which mysteriously has made its way to the 1st rank. That's pretty interesting, but we're just going to capture that. And then here we've got a bunch of queens. We notice that there are actually 3 queens on the 1st rank. So we're not going to play a move like queen takes d2, because after that, there will be no other piece that can capture the queen on d2. So instead, we're going to use our d2 queen to capture the e1 queen. So now all of our queens are on the same rank, basically, and now we can just finish it off by capturing the queens. So here, we're definitely going to end up on c8, just because the bishop cannot capture anything. There's no pieces on the a6 to c8 diagonal or the c8 to h3 diagonal. So, but we don't want to like play rook takes c8 immediately without thinking about this for a bit. So here, there's actually 2 ways you could do this. You could play knight takes b8 and then take twice with the queen, or you could take with the rook and then take twice with the knight. I'm just gonna take with the rook and twice with the knight. That looks prettier. And then here we're definitely ending up on f8 with our king, so we're just going to take, and bake. Okay, so we're probably going to end up on h5 here, just because we might be able to end up on f7 as well. But I'm pretty sure we're just going to end up on h5. We're just going to take, and then take twice with this queen. Okay, so again, just using our trick, we're going to end up on a4, so we're just going to take a bunch of times on a4 and then finish it off. So this one's a little trickier. I did not spot the ending square, like, immediately. Um, so I was originally thinking f4, but then this bishop is kind of giving me some trouble. So maybe, um, like, how do you get rid of this bishop? So if you take it, that's not going to work, because then nothing else can take on e1. So I'm pretty sure you have to go either bishop takes h4, or actually here we are actually going to end up on the bishop square. So we're going to play queen takes, and then use this knight to take twice. And just to point out, as you can see, the queen is black because it has captured twice already. So that's just an indicator that you can't move it again. So we're almost halfway there. We're on level 5 now. This one is probably going to end up on c5. Let's just think about this real quick, and yeah, I'm pretty sure this works. And then we take twice. Ending square is either d2 or f1, of course. Now we just have to figure out which one. My instincts tell me f1, just because this knight can go straight to f1. But let's just double check. So actually, I think my instincts might be wrong here. Might be wrong. I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay, no, they're right. So we're going to take, and then take on f1 a bunch of times and finish it off. Okay, so a couple things I noticed about this one. First, we have a pawn which can't capture anything. So we're probably going to have to capture that sometime, right? We're probably going to have to get rid of the bishop with our knight. So we're not going to capture our knight yet, because then the bishop wouldn't be able to get captured. So I'm just going to start off with knight takes f3, because that's a pretty obvious move, I think. And now I think we just go queen takes d2, and then slide everything over to h2. Okay, we are already halfway done with our challenge mode run, but we still got, what, 15 more puzzles? So, and these are only getting harder, so let's just stick with it. Okay, so this one, I don't really know how to explain how I got this, but basically, I just saw a bunch of knights and tried to get rid of them. It's just kind of pattern recognition on how pieces move, I guess. So here we are definitely ending up on one of these two squares just because of our king. Let's see. Probably bring our queen over, this queen over, and then we just take stuff. And then that's good. Just as like a rule of thumb, it's usually good to deal with pieces that are far away from your final piece, which in many cases is your king. For instance, like this bishop needs to be dealt with, so I'm definitely going to play bishop takes c2 right now. Which, now that I think about it, hopefully was not a mistake. Okay, yes, so I can still get rid of this knight. So I'm going to play everything onto b1, capture everything, and king takes b1. Boom, done with level 6. Okay. So, again, this bishop cannot be captured by anything but except for the rook, so we're going to take that. Then it's probably not a bad idea to just take on e3, and our bishop will take and come over, and everything takes on e3. Good, good, okay. So we are definitely ending up on a4 for this puzzle, just because of the knight. Then we also notice like this g3 rook, it's kind of like awkwardly placed, so we're definitely going to take on g4. And then everything takes on a4, basically. Oh, I can't select my king for some reason. Okay, there we go. Now, let's see. So we're going to end up on e1. So this knight's going to come over like this. This knight's going to come over like that, and this knight's going to take. Perfect. Level 8. I don't think I've ever gotten this far before. Let's see. So I do notice that a bunch of pieces are on e2. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to first get rid of like these faraway bishops by trading all of them onto e2, And then I'm gonna have like one of my rooks or queens move twice and finish up on f2. So I'm just gonna first get rid of all of my bishops and then slide them over to f2 basically. Oh, okay, this one is definitely all over the place. We're gonna have to slow down a bit for this. Huh. Let's see. I see a lot of pieces can end up on e4, like this piece can end up on e4. Another thing is I don't want to immediately play knight takes d6, even though that seems rather obvious, because sometimes you might want to throw in another piece before you take that. For instance, if I took here first and then threw my rook in, my rook wouldn't be able to like target e4, so that wouldn't be good. Let's see. I'm also kind of confused what I'm supposed to do with this bishop. Maybe I just take twice on e4, then this rook takes twice. So yeah, then I probably do get rid of this rook. Take twice. Perfect. Okay. Oh, okay. So first instinct is that we end up on a2, but we might also end up on b3. One move we're definitely not going to play, knight takes d5, because there's nowhere to go from there. So I'm pretty sure we can very quickly play rook takes d1, and then rook takes a1. Next, how do we continue? Okay, so I think we can get rid of one of our knights like this, and then in the end we take twice like that with our king. So we do end up on a1 after all. Then we take like this. Boom, our bishop comes over, and we take. Wow, done with level 8. Okay. 2 more levels to go, 6 more puzzles. There are a lot of pieces all over the board right now. So, this knight is having some trouble. I'm probably going to end up taking like that. So that does bring me to the conclusion that I'm ending up on like b2. So maybe like bishop takes like that, the bishop comes over, rook comes over, and the major pieces end up on b3. So that's what I'm thinking right now, but I just want to double check, see if there's any other way to do this. Yeah, so I think if I just bring my rook down like this, my major piece is over like that, my rook over like that, this bishop comes over like that, and I finish it off like that. Yeah, that should work. Then I take, and take. Perfect. Okay, 5 more to go. So, I think we're ending up on h3 here. The rook would come over here, this rook would come up, this knight would take like that, and the bishop would take like that. So this one was actually relatively simple, I think. Now I just have to finish it off with all my rooks. Okay, 4 more. Instinctively, I think that our king is going to end up on one of these 2 squares and not on e4, just because there seems to be less paths for pieces to make it to e4 versus like one of these 2 squares. This rook is definitely capturing this knight somehow in some move order. I don't know if I want to start off with it immediately because I might take like that first. We're also going to have to maybe do this or something like that. Okay, so I think I see this. I'm gonna take, and then bring our rook down. Wait a second. I hope I haven't messed this up. Takes. Oh boy, how do I do this? Takes. I've got like One too many pieces on the board right now. Oh boy, okay. I might have messed it up somehow. I'm not sure how though. No, so I take here, takes, bring my queen over, and then I take twice with my king. Oh, phew. Okay, I've made it to level 10 now. This is good, this is good. Okay. First instinct is that we end up on a4. How that would happen, I'm not so sure yet. This d4 pawn is kind of annoying right now because I was thinking like you bring your queen over and your bishop over like that onto h4, but then like this d4 pawn is kind of like a problem. So perhaps you take like this, and then queen takes, and then bishop comes over. And then we would have takes, takes, knight takes, and then king takes, king takes. Okay, that should work. Wait, I just forgot what I was gonna do. Okay, wait. Yeah, so takes, takes, takes. Bring my bishop over, this bishop over, knight takes, and then my king has a free, like, path over there. Okay, okay. There's no king on this one, which absolutely sucks. Oh boy, there's so many squares we could end up on. e4, c4. Kind of wondering what this queen is going to end up doing. I have a feeling that we're going to have to play this. And then bring stuff over. And then we would end up on c4 like that. But we could also end up on like e4 and something similar. No, I think we're going to end up on c4. No matter what we do here. So yeah, we're definitely gonna play that, I think. And then this knight comes in, and it comes in, comes in, comes in. Yeah, okay, there we go. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Okay, just one more, and then we will have a perfect run in challenge mode. So this one is definitely easier than I would expect, because we're definitely ending up on f1, just because that's the only piece our king is attacking. Now it's just a question of how exactly do we bring our pieces in, because originally I was thinking like just take, and then like everyone takes each other, but then you need one more move to be able to make it to f1. So perhaps we actually use this queen to take twice, but then we have this take, and then this take twice. Oh, wait, no, that's not so good. So basically, like, there's two ways to get to f1. It's like that, or like that. I just don't really know which one's better. Oh, so maybe instead of taking twice like that, because that spends 2 moves, I take twice like that, and then I have 1, 2, 3, perfect. There we go. That should be good. Take, 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 second move, and then everyone takes on f1. Boom. Perfect run. Victory. Challenge complete. Wow, I actually didn't think I would be able to do that. I hope this video was very entertaining, and maybe you learned a thing or two about piece coordination, or just like how to play solo chess in general, I guess. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and turn on notifications. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!